You probably know someone who went quiet on you once. Maybe it was after something you said that landed wrong, or after a fight that ended too fast. Or maybe it was after a moment where they needed you and you just weren't there. But something had shifted. A door had quietly closed, and no matter how hard you knocked, nobody answered. Maybe that person is someone you love. Or maybe, as you're reading this, you're realizing that person is you. Because here's what nobody tells you about the people who go quiet. They weren't always like this. There was a version of them that spoke up, that said, "This hurt me," that reached out first, that cried in front of people without feeling ashamed. But at some point, they did all of those things and nothing came back. They said, "I'm not okay," and the room stayed silent. They cried and someone made them feel weak for it. They reached out and got left on red. So they learned, not from a book, not from a therapist, but from experience, the oldest teacher there is. They learned that their pain made people uncomfortable, that their needs were too much, that the safest place to put everything they were feeling was somewhere deep down where nobody could see it. And so the silence wasn't born from coldness, it was born from disappointment, repeated, quiet, accumulated. The clinical term for this is emotional withdrawal. And psychologists don't describe it as avoidance. They describe it as protection. Because when your nervous system learns that expressing pain leads to more pain, it does the only logical thing it can. It stops expressing. Not forever, just until it feels safe again. The problem is, for some people, safe never really came. So the walls went up and stayed up, and eventually they forgot they even built them. And here is the part that will stay with you. These are not cold people. They are some of the most deeply feeling people you will ever meet. They notice everything. They remember the small things. They feel things so intensely that silence became the only way to survive the volume of it all. They didn't go quiet because they stopped caring. They went quiet because they cared too much and the world didn't know what to do with that. So if you know someone like this, don't push them to talk. Don't tell them they're being distant. Don't make their silence about you. Just stay. Show up consistently, without an agenda, without a deadline, without making them feel like they have to perform their healing for your comfort. Because the person who went quiet isn't waiting for the perfect words. They're waiting for proof that this time, it's safe to make noise again. And if this is you, if you're the one who swallows it down, who says, "I'm fine" on autopilot, who hasn't let anyone fully in longer than you can remember, I want you to hear this. Your silence made sense. Every single wall you built made complete sense given what you went through. You weren't broken, you were protecting something. The part of you that still believes connection is possible, the part that still wants to be known, the part that never fully stopped hoping that someone would stay long enough to see past the quiet. That part is still there, and it always was.